Okay guys, so welcome to the first video of the 5th phase, okay? Everything that has to do with the mind. Yes, I have a crazy sunburn. It fucking hurts. Whatever. So the first part, guys, is everything that has to do with mindset training, okay? This is where you're gonna learn to transform your pain into your power, okay? This is kind of like when Harry Potter learns to do his Patronus spell. So maybe you haven't seen the movie, but there comes a time in Harry Potter's life where he needs to learn this spell. And to learn this spell, he needs to harvest and access a memory in his mind, a happy memory. And that memory gives him the power to repel the fucking Dementors, okay? So it's very similar, okay? You're finding something inside of you that's gonna power you through. That is gonna give you so much adrenaline, so much power to keep going, that encouragements will not be able to give you, and your coworker giving you a tap on the back will not be able to give you, and no one's gonna teach you this at work because it's kind of dark. And anybody who would suggest this at work, it'd be low-key illegal. But guess what? I'm not your boss, so I don't give a fuck. You hired me, you paid me to give you this knowledge, so I'm gonna give it to you right now. It's a trauma reframe. I have my notes. I have notes here, guys. This is why sometimes I'm on the computer. For this, I'm not just using blah, blah, blah. I have stuff I want to talk about. So you're basically reframing your trauma, okay? If you don't know what your trauma is, then you need to know what your fucking trauma is, because everybody has a trauma. It doesn't mean that you got raped, or it doesn't mean that your dad's a pedophile. Like, it doesn't need to be extreme. If you don't know your trauma is probably not extreme. So it's hidden. It's not that obvious because it didn't really not impact you that much, but it didn't stop you from progressing through life in a way that you needed to put a lot of attention on your trauma. Bigger traumas, bro, you come to a point in your life where you cannot advance anymore until you handle this, until you heal even a little bit so you can keep going. So if you don't have that trauma, good for you. I've had that trauma. I think a lot of other people know what that trauma is. So maybe you've done a little work on it, a lot of work on it, no work at all on it. The more work you've done, the easier this is going to be for you. The less work you've done, the less shadow work you've done, right, the harder it's going to be. But hey, it's never a bad time to start. So I'm just going to say how I did it. I'm not going to give you like a step-by-step method, because honestly, this is kind of loose. This is kind of a odd concept, and it is kind of hard to grasp. So for me, I took the insecurities of being told when I was young that I was never living up to my potential, right? I was a kid with ADHD, and so I was smart. I didn't look dumb. I didn't sound dumb. I was emotionally intelligent, so I would, converse with adults in a way that would give them the impression that I'm very smart, right? So when I would act bad or score very averagely, and it shows that I wasn't trying, it's like, why aren't you trying? Why aren't you living up to your potential? And for a long time, I was like, what potential? Like, what is this bar that you're holding me? I've never asked for this bar, this standard, never asked for this. It doesn't matter if I'm intelligent. You don't get to decide that because I'm intelligent, I need to put in more work. If I can put in zero work and get the same result as everyone else, why the fuck are you on my dick? But they realized something that 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 10-year-old Matt didn't realize, right? So being told that you're like not doing good enough eventually creates this like anger, right? That you're not seen, because, and this is all how I digested it. A psychologist might look at this and think something, but it doesn't matter what a psychologist said. It matters how you digested it over the years. It's about what it created for you. It doesn't matter what it should have created. It's what it is for you now. You're trying to find a little pathway into your subconscious to access this fucking source of crazy energy, bro. So me using this, why aren't you good enough? Why aren't you doing better? And sometimes I was trying my hard, and then I was being told, why aren't you living up to your potential? So it was very frustrating, right? A lot of built-in anger. This is just my story. Listen to my story and then think about you. Like, think about, what did something that I used to hear a lot as a kid that bothered me, or stuff like that. Try and find your thing, right? Like, this isn't a therapy session. We could get on a call and talk about it for sure, but I'm just giving you like the direction of where you should go, right? I'm not a professional, so I'm not gonna walk you through that whole thing. I'm not a therapist. I'm not gonna pretend like I am. I'm just sharing what clicked in my head and how you can somehow make it click for yourself too. So you use that little voice, that angry child. You find it, you take it, you use it. You don't, that's the thing. You don't make peace with it. You don't heal it. It might be healed. You might have done a lot of work on it already. Good. You take it and you fucking take it to step one where it wasn't healed. You let it be a demon. You let it eat you up inside. Like, in a way, and I don't know your trauma. Maybe your trauma's too crazy, you can't do that. I'm not suggesting that you should if you're like, whoa. But something that along my level of trauma, or I think I was comfortable doing it. So you use it to let it tear you down and to make you fight against it. Like, you're planting a lot of trees. You're having a great day. You're at $450 for the day and it's only 1 p.m. Awesome day. You could reach high numbers that day, right? You want to give up, you're tired. Well, I would use that little voice. Matt, aren't you trying hard enough? Why aren't you good enough? Why aren't you doing better? Why aren't you living up to your potential, Matt? What's happening, Matt? La 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 la. Like, I use this. I don't try to calm myself down. I don't try to give myself grace. I don't do none of that shit because at 1 p.m. that day on the planting block, your only fucking goal is to make as much money as possible so that you can take that money and go live your fucking life, do your fucking goals, do your fucking dream. This is a dream job, but this job is not like your end goal, bro. This is a stepping stone into your own no one dreams of a job, dog. I don't dream of a job. It is a dream job, but it is a job. You use that job to go and make your light happen. You have light, and it's more than just planting trees, believe me. And if you don't know that now, you'll know when you have started planting trees for years. So, this is the trauma reframe. This is what you do, right? You use that little trauma, you use that demon, you don't make peace with it, you don't offer it kindness, la 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 la, all that bullshit. That bullshit is good. It is good. But that's not what we're here for today, right now, precisely, right? Of course you need to give yourself grace. Of course you need to love yourself. Of course you need to heal. Of course you need to go to therapy if you think you need to go to therapy. Of course, of course, of course. But for this particular thing, the trauma reframe, for the temporary use of making money planting trees, you're not going to acknowledge none of that. Maybe you don't function like me. Maybe you don't function as people telling you can't do something and it makes you angry and it makes you want to. I know some people don't react like that. Some people, that tears them down and they need encouragement. So you're not going to tap it into the same way that I was tapping into it. The anger, the demon, to let it tear you up inside. Maybe that's not your style. And if it's not and you try that, it will not work. I know it will not work. So this is more about listening to how I use my shit and how you can find your own, because I'm not trying to give you a fish. I'm trying to teach you how to fish. I'm trying to teach you how to do this shit on your own. And it's complicated and it's complex. So if you're the person who is more like needs to move forward with, kindness, giving yourself grace, healing, like, you can find a way to find strength and power and pull from that as well. That's not my style, so I'm not going to go into vast details about how to do that because I don't do it like that and I don't know how to do it like that. It's just not my style. But I think apart from just following my instructions, you also need to think about what's your style. Like, how do I take Matt's words and knowledge and make it like work exactly for me, right? Because it's not a one size fits all. This shit isn't a one size fits all. Like, this mindset shit, the planting shit is. The mindset shit, how you reach that destination in your own mind, it'll look a little different for everyone. So take that info, think about how I do it, my story, etc. Find your little demon, find your little pain, right? Find that, know what it is exactly. If you haven't done any shadow work, start today. Start the shadow work. Google shadow work and then it'll fucking give you shit. Go down the rabbit hole, right? I could talk about this for hours, but if you don't know what your little demon is that you need to harvest, go find it, man. Go look into it, man. Go cry, go journal, go do all that tough shit. Because that tough shit is what made me fucking make money planting trees. Because when my mind was brought down, I'm like, oh, I've been here before. I always bring my mind down. I always do this dirty work. I always do the subconscious healing work. This is easy to me. You know what I mean? Whip my demon back in place. But if you don't have that mental resilience, then it's hard to apply it planting trees, right? You have to develop it in different areas of your life. And if you haven't, and you go into planting trees with no mental resilience, well, guess what? It will give you mental resilience, right? It will train you up for your mental resilience, and you will be able to use the mental resilience that you developed through planting in all the other spheres of your life. So if you haven't done a lot of shadow work, don't stress, it's all good. You know a new topic to explore now. If you have, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Go find your demon. This is the end of video 1 about the trauma reframe.